Hey, I hope you're having a great day. My name is Seamus Evans. I'm an ambassador for Tourette syndrome. That wasn't a tick, I'm just hyperactive. I've also got ADHD. Now, I've been exploring the world of ADHD in depth for the past few months. Since I went to a psychiatrist and got prescription drugs, I've been experimenting with medication. Just recently, I gave a talk at a school, and one of the awesome students in grade 5 reached out to me as he's doing an assignment on ADHD and how it affects the brain and people's lives. And he asked me a bunch of questions. So I thought I'd answer them and publish this video. Let's get into it. One, is it hard to communicate with others due to your ADHD? Well, obviously it is. In the middle of a conversation, they'll be talking and my brain will just disappear off into nothing. And I have to keep looking in them in the eyes because it's rude to look away, even though sometimes I do and get distracted. But what happens, I'll be looking at someone in the eye after I've asked them a question and they're talking to me, and my brain will just glaze over and I'll start thinking about something completely different. And I'll start thinking about what I had for dinner. I'll start thinking about what I want for dinner tonight. I'll start thinking about what I'm gonna do tomorrow. And I have to always actively remind myself, hey, concentrate, listen to what they're saying. They're replying to your question, don't be rude. And sometimes they'll reply to me with another question and I haven't been listening. And I'll go, yeah, and I'll have to just do a generic response. So yes, it is very difficult to communicate with others because of my ADHD. Absolutely. Do you ever offend anyone? All the time. I don't know if that's my ADHD or just my personality. Having ADHD gives you a thrill-seeking behavior. So you seek adrenaline, you seek a thrill, you seek a rush. And to feel normal, people with ADHD actually seek out adrenaline behavior. And in a social situation, if you say something that is a little bit socially uncomfortable, socially awkward, then it's thrill-seeking. Does that make sense? So for example, in a conversation and your brain goes, hey, don't ask that, don't say that, don't mention it, but it's a bit of a rush, it's a bit of a thrill. Oh, what are they gonna say? So yeah, you say it because it's a bit of an adrenaline rush to actually get that response. That's a little bit of a hard answer, and I hope you understand what I'm saying. But yes, I have offended many people. It's never my intention to offend, but in a social situation, I take risks. How would you know I have ADHD? You wouldn't unless you know me quite well, unless you observe my personality, unless you observe my behavior. On first encounter, you wouldn't be able to work it out. But if you start understanding my behavior patterns, the way my brain works, and start spending a lot of time with me, you will work out pretty quickly that my focus is not as strong as everybody else, and that I can't sit still and concentrate on something like a normal person. Does ADHD make relationships hard for me? Yes, I have had a pretty difficult time sustaining long-term relationships with partners. I think, again, that goes back to the thrill-seeking behavior, maybe getting bored, maybe being in a situation where I need more. And so making rash decisions, and that has in turn absolutely ruined relationships for me, yes. When it comes to personal friendship relationships, I wouldn't say so. When I meet new people and they don't like my hyperactivity or sometimes my blunt reactions or my certain behaviors, they work out pretty quickly that I'm not someone that they want to hang out with. So in the early stages, I would say it would stop me from becoming friends with someone. But that's like life, that's normal. If you meet someone and you go, I don't really want to hang out with them. It might not be their ADHD or any kind of condition, neurological or otherwise. But you know, if you meet someone and you work out that they're not your person, then you're not going to be friends with them. But my existing friendship base, no, it has not been affected. My friends like me for who I am. And now my amazing girlfriend, she likes me for who I am and has embraced my ADHD and those traits. In fact, I think she's got a little bit of it herself, so she understands me. What are some advantages of having ADHD? Great question. I would say I love the ability to hyperfocus. I love the idea that when I get fixated on a topic, I research that topic to the nth degree. I research it so much because I like it and I can't get enough of it. It's like an addiction to research a topic that I'm obsessed with. And I will learn a lot more than your average person about that topic, because I over-research, I over-obsess, and I really fuss over it. That's a trait that I really strongly like. To be honest, I also like that my brain gets distracted and I lose myself in everyday situations, because so many ideas come from escaping and my brain just running off into dreamland, and the amount of times I've thought of really cool concepts, really cool ideas, come up with solutions to things from my brain naturally getting distracted. I like that. I call it fairyland. My brain goes into fairyland and I'm off. Like in Peter Pan, Neverland, it disappears. And to me, that's a magical, wonderful place. It's gotten me into a lot of trouble over the years, but I like it. I like it. Recently, I've been trialing ADHD medication, and for me, it takes that fairyland away. It takes me out of Neverland, and I don't experience it. And I miss it. When I'm on the medication, I miss going into that fairyland. So I really like that, which is considered a downside or a flaw, but I love it. I really like it. Growing up, I used to play with toys all the time, and they would just go off on a little tangent. They would have amazing journeys and tales and storylines and twists. I really like it. So to me, I actually really enjoy that part of ADHD. Do I need to stick to a routine? Yes, absolutely. I didn't learn this until later in life. I think everybody needs to stick to a routine. I think once you have a routine, you've got the freedom to step out of the routine and do something different. But I think I definitely need to stick to routines. I need to have some sort of discipline, because with discipline comes regularity, comes productivity, and I have found when my life is the best when I'm in a regular routine, when I'm doing things every day that are the same. To me, I get more things done, and I'm in a bit of a stress-free zone. And I also feel that when I'm in a routine, I can relax because I know what's coming up. And if I don't have a routine, it's like having a messy room. I don't know where everything is. I don't even want to go in the room because it's messy, stressy. I don't want it. Shut the door and ignore it. And if I don't get things done, I'm very task orientated. So if I don't get something done, I get frustrated. So big fan of routines. Love it. What annoying questions do people ask? I don't get annoying questions. I used to get annoying comments. For example, when I was in school, I would get a lot of people, because I was very hyperactive. I was very, never sitting still and quite silly and in people's faces a lot. And I think that would deter people from being my friends or relating to me and letting me join their social groups. And they would say comments like, "Take your medication, mate. Go away, you're annoying." And I couldn't help that behavior. I was just my energetic, bubbly, hyperactive self. And that was annoying to hear the comments of like, "Take your medication," because it made me feel different. It made me feel abnormal. It made me feel like I wasn't good enough, that I needed medication to be accepted. And I didn't take medication for my whole life until 3 months ago. So it wasn't questions, it was comments that annoyed me. Do I like having ADHD? Yes. I don't know any different. I don't know what life is like without ADHD. There's a saying, go with the devil you know, they say. If I had a choice to keep my ADHD or forever not have it, I would keep it, because I don't know what life's like without it. And if I regret that decision, I can't go back. That's a hard question to ask because I don't know what life is like on the other end. And I'm quite happy with my life. I'm quite happy with my brain and how it works. And I've done a lot of self-reflection on my personality and my brain and my neural pathways. So I am happy with it. I don't want to get rid of it. I like it. Question number 9. Do you grow out of it? Nope, it's there forever. Your brain is your brain. Your brain is born that way and that's the way it stays. However, that doesn't mean you can't manage the symptoms. I am a big believer of ADHD therapy. I had to learn how to overcome the ADHD symptoms that I was faced with. For example, failing to complete tasks, losing my items, always late, and a very poor attention to detail. Well, I'm 32. I've been living with this my whole life. And because of my ADHD symptoms, I got into trouble at school and I got into trouble at work. I had to put a lot more energy into those symptoms and say, no, I can't get into trouble. I love my job. So how do I complete those tasks? How do I have a better attention to detail? How do I turn up and be punctual every day? And I had to put in a lot of effort to overcompensate and actually relinquish my life from those negative symptoms. So I would actually say today, I am more efficient in completing tasks than an everyday person. I have a higher attention to detail than a neurotypical person. And I am very punctual. All the time. I am on time, unless it's to a party and I'm fashionably late, yo. You know what I'm saying? Never turn up on time to a party. No, I'm a loser. Obviously, with that reaction, I don't get invited to many places. You never grow out of it. But through ADHD therapy and medication, you can not let those negative symptoms affect your life negatively. I am never going to advocate for medication or therapy. You are dealing with your condition in your own way and it is your journey. So good luck to you. I wish you all the best. A saying that I live my life by is you are not in control of the cards you are dealt with in life, but you can control how you play the hand. It's your journey and I'm never going to push an agenda. So I think both ADHD therapy and medication have their place. And so I encourage you to explore the best for you. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment in the comment section. I want to know how your journey is going with ADHD. Have a great day.